Almost every time attack race happens under broad daylight, but there is one track that prefers its competitors race under the guise of darkness, and that is Hairpin Highway, the third race of Season 4 here in Marble Time Attack. A look at the standings coming in. This track, really interesting one. Haven't seen it on the calendar since Season 1, and there's been some minor changes. You'll see this beginning exactly the same as it was. Even down into this jump, this is where it changes. It's a straight drop down to the finish line. You kind of see on this slow-mo shot what that action will look like. They back against that back wall and then get their speed back up. So it's a clear night, 73 degrees, similar conditions to what we had last week at Garden Gateway. And there's Tree Frog to kick us off, racing through the darkness. You can't even see that many feet in front of you. But all three of these marbles close together. Now they go over the wall, and there's a pass from Tree Frog on these black tracks across the line. 30:32 is the first place time to start the day off, in the 9:85, the fastest individual time of any marble. Next up will be Inferno. Came on second place last week at Garden Gateway. Now he's getting going. Those back two trying to catch up to the first one. No contact so far. Now against the wall. That last one gets pinched, and it might cause a bit of a slower time, and it will at second place for Inferno so far. So Tree Frog already has one marble behind him. Top 6 will move on out of the qualifying stage, as the fans, they don't actually come out to the night. They stay in and just watch on the Jumbotron back at home. So Slenderman getting it going for round 3 now. All three marbles bunch up once again. There's some contact, and that last one starting to fade a little bit. None of them run into each other as they make the descent, and across the line, it splits Tree Frog and Inferno. So second place and the fastest individual marble is that first Slenderman. Solid time for him. Not a great start for Inferno. You don't want to be in the third or fourth spot through the first 4 marbles. And Circus, who missed the cut at Garden Gateway, looking to get back here. And big pinch out in front. Second piece of contact and more contact. Those last two really arrest their momentum together. That was a pretty messy run, and it results in the slowest time of the day. You see there's 2 points of contact, and then this last one right there. Now that was not clean from Circus, who needed to get a bounce back performance after missing the cut at Garden Gateway. The first 4 times, you see the first 3 are super close together, and then Circus a ways off at the back. He's going to need some help from some struggling runs like this guy. Cyclone has finished last place in both of the first 2 events, really needing something to go his way, and so far so good. Now there's some contact, another one. This is very similar to the Circus run. Cyclone, everybody avoids each other on the black tracks across the line. 5th place. Oh man, it has been a tough year for Cyclone, and he looks unlikely to advance out of qualifying for a 3rd consecutive race. I don't know if he'll be able to sniff the knockout stage at all. Might need some help from DNFs, and Supernova might be able to help him. But so far, all 3 of those marbles keeping it so close together and really avoiding contact. Now a bit of a pass. That second one went very vertical, fell back to the 3rd spot. 4th place on the day. It's good enough to clinch Supernova going through. It's once again Circus and Cyclone on the chopping block as we'll head into our last 2 marbles. Really interesting stuff. We're starting to see kind of a class emerge where it's a set of familiar faces that seem to be having a lot of qualifying success. You can see this marble's eye point of view, and the way the camera flashlight really lights up the track directly in front of you. But beyond that, it's pretty tough to see. So now Flair, 7th of our 8th runners, and he ended up getting his first win of the season at Garden Gateway. Those front 2 together, nice job avoiding each other, and across the line, this should be a pretty solid time. And it's 2nd place once again. Flair loves 2nd place. He was 2nd in both of the first 2 qualifying sessions. As long as Slimeball finishes below him, he'll be 2nd for a 3rd straight race. But Slimeball trying to get it going. He's at a quick pace in these qualifying sessions routinely throughout the year. Those back two kind of disappear off the screen. Now they avoid each other. This is probably going to be good enough to get him through, but how good? It's 5th place. So Flair once again is in 2nd place, and Slimeball once again, after winning the first race, is qualified in 5th and 6th place in these most recent 2 races. So that's a look at the overall times. It was pretty close between Supernova and Circus, just 0.06 of a second, but it's good enough to get Supernova through. We'll have Inferno and Slimeball and Slenderman and Supernova in the first round of the bracket stage, and Flair once again is the 2 seed, and Tree Frog finds his qualifying pace once again, notching the 1 seed. Head-to-head wins between these 2, 2-1 in favor of Inferno all time. These are the most recent 2 champions in time attacking. Right now it's Slimeball needing to find a way to get through these Infernos. They've got the lead right now, but look at that back marble who kind of ping-pongs off of the last Inferno into a position that would get him through. Watch this move. It's contact made at the vertical point of the track, shoots out into the front, And that is an incredible job by Slimeball to find a way through. Once again, showing some savvy racecraft on these tracks. He is through to the semifinals to face Tree Frog yet again. I think for the third time this season potentially, as now it's Slenderman and Supernova, and these two are almost impossible to tell apart on these nighttime tracks, but it is Slenderman with a 6, a 3, and a 2, and that will get the job done. Hopefully they don't have to ever match up again on a nighttime track, because really it's tough to tell them apart, but Slenderman gets the job done. Supernova, try as he might, falls as the 6th seed, and it will be Slenderman versus Flare in the second semifinal. So Inferno, after runner-up, gets bounced in round 1, and Supernova still looking for that first win of this season. Been in a couple of these knockout stages, but really hasn't been able to get too far yet this season. So Tree Frog and Slimeball, the head-to-head series, 6-3 in favor of Slimeball, but it's Tree Frog with the positioning if this could hold. And he's still fighting. Now he's got him in great positioning. More contact between these marbles, and it's Tree Frog with 3 sandwiched in the middle for a 12-5 win. Lots of passes, especially on this white track. It looked like it was going to be a 13-8 for Tree Frog right there. And then that first Slimeball did the same move that he did to pass Inferno and get the win, but those back two were just too far out of the picture. And it's going to be Tree Frog moving on to the finals for his first time this season. Now Flare and Slenderman. Another matchup. Flare would love to get back to the finals if he could, but Slenderman looking to get his first win of the season, fighting for it. Slenderman's got 2 in front, and it's a 6-5 and a 1 for a 12-9 win. Nice moves from Slenderman. Those flares just went way too vertical, and they took great lines to get past the 2 flares. It was a 12-9 win, and it will be Tree Frog and Slenderman guaranteed for a third different winner this season in Time Attack. That's always great to see. Slimeball and Flare fall in the semifinals as we get ready for what should be a really interesting championship here at the Hairpin Highway. It's been one of the most interesting tracks, I think, on the calendar with the amount of passes we're seeing on that descent onto the black tracks, but now it's the elimination stage, and passing doesn't really matter unless you're in last place. And right now it's Slenderman who's going to have to try and find a way through. There's a lot of contact, and he's going to stay at the back, so he drops the first one in the race. Moving on now to just 5 competitors left, and Tree Frog is the one trying to find the advantage to get past. There's some contact, those back two sticking together. Now here comes Tree Frog, and they've got 3 in the middle. And Slenderman down to his last life. It's a 3-1 advantage for Tree Frog. This should be interesting. We'll see if he can find the pass. It's going to have to take 2 passes for Tree Frog to get it done. Those back two starting to close in, trying to find something to get through. It actually was the back two who got in, but it was the front runner that falls straight to the back and gets eliminated. So now 2-on-1, and Slenderman gets the jump again. So once again, Tree Frog has to find 2 passes for the price of 1, but that Slenderman is off into the distance as long as he avoids contact, which he does. He is through, and it is a 1-on-1 final. Once again, the most common result we see in these elimination races, but there's always a chance that it doesn't happen. So Slenderman has to find the pass on Tree Frog. There's contact there, and Tree Frog might be way too far out into the distance. He will. He wins it at the Hairpin Highway in Season 3 and clinches his playoff spot in the process. Slenderman is now 0-for-3 in his career in finals. A good sign for Tree Frog, who had the qualifying pace and also the knockout stage performance to get through, and it's always good to see one of the all-time greats in Time Attack get their spot. You see the overall standings, and then once again it was Circus and Cyclone in the back too, just like they were at Garden Gateway, and those two are quite far out of the picture in the standings, but Slenderman, Inferno, and Supernova keeping it really, really close. Should be interesting as we head into race 4 at the Straight Shoot. Hope you join us next week, and take care.